Alright, cool. Oh, come on. League. Wait at it! Alright. Wow, this is loud. And then we... Shit. Which one was it? First things first, we're following...
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Doom Necks. There we go. We're now following you. But manual now following you. Your team's doing all sorts of weird shit. And I need to remember the controls here. Wait, where is it? Ah, game. There. No. Toggle champions. Aha. Toggle fog of war. F. V. No. There we go. Alright. Now we got proper fog of war, so it's, So it's Urgot into Darius. This is already going to be shitty. So first things first, I'm just going to mention, you watch me play League of Legends enough times. In general, I always recommend hanging out here. There's a reward here, so you don't need to. But just something to keep in mind. Silver 1. So you're up against Darius. This... Oh, God, this lane sucks. Also, how do we bump up this interface? Scoreboard. Hooray. Gotta get used to these hotkeys. So you've opted to play the more passive route, that's fine. You started out with Cull, perfectly reasonable. You're level 2, you're good. Now you're safe. Let's see, you took W&E. Exactly what I would say. You're going to miss that farm. You could have gotten that one with holding off your shotgun. These are minor things. In general, I'm going to be looking more for the bigger or broader problems. So you're missing farm. You really need to be... If you're watching me, obviously I miss a lot of farm too, but you gotta... Like, you're missing a lot of CS here. That was also a preventable loss. This one's also unpreventable, but you're going to miss. Like, you need to be willing to use your W to last hit early on. But saving it for the cannon's also useful. But yeah, you've missed an unfortunate amount of CS. Again, it happens. This could just be a game where just having a bit of bad luck, but you're missing a lot. I'd say one of the first things I have to recommend is spending more time focusing on getting those last hits. Because in this case, that's how you beat Darius. Is just by farming as evenly as you can, hitting level 9, and then going all in. That's usually how you do it. But if you're falling behind in farm, which you currently are doing, and that's the other thing to mention, the Darius isn't even threatening. He's giving you free reign to CS. And now, also, the Graves is here, so let's see if you can do it. You whiff the Q, and then he gets the 2-man, but this should be good. Yeah, that's a kill. Wait the heal. Wait the heal. Okay, good. Nice. Nicely done. You landed the E. That was the end of him. I thought he was going to get a second Q off, which could have been massive. He needed to actually turn around and try fighting. Because he wasn't going to get away. The only way he's getting away is if he used that flash. He didn't even flash. That's a mistake. He needed to flash your E, at which point he could potentially turn that around. Or run. Not dodging your E is fatal in this case because the Graves was there. It was really well played by the Graves. Amazing timing. Since you were playing passive earlier, the wave was always over here. It's an easy lane to gank at that point. The Darius was shoving a little too aggressive. He got hyper carried. He deserved to lose. Well, that's adorable. He just had a game just like the Volibear in our last game. Certainly deserved to lose, but his teammates carried the shit out of him. Happens. Yep, free LP is nice, man. Take advantage of it while you can. Did you teleport? Yes, you did. So you start off with Tabby. Good choice. Absolutely agree with that choice. Gives you a little extra mobility, makes it harder for him to land those Qs. Gives you a little extra breathing room when it comes to avoiding his hooks. But again, as of right now, he's just basically shoving. He's not trying to, like, very nicely done. You sidestep that farm. Get the CS. There you go. Now, this was a moment where you needed to E away, but that's fine. You took very little damage. Now you got to W this. Oh, shotgun it. That works too. Okay, good. I mean, you definitely have... okay, so here you're showing much better farming. It might have just been that you were a little rusty in the beginning and warming up. Or just, again, following my example of missing a shitload of CS. Minion is slain. Oh, God. The Karthus, Karthus died. What the hell? Yeah, right now you got a bit of a problem. You were very far behind in farm. The fact that you got a kill thanks to the Graves is huge. It means that you're still either even to him or better. In fact, I kind of want to see the gold view. How do we see it? There we go. So right now you're actually 200 gold up. Despite being 15 CS behind, that kill has given you a 200 gold lead. Very good. That was very nice of the Graves to get out to you. And I like what you're doing here. You're rotating towards the Graves. You're also level 6, right? So you could definitely help him out. And then perfect. You made sure the Darius couldn't rotate. You showed up before he could. In this case, though, you should come back and help him with the Yasuo. Yep, and you are. Good. Very good. I don't know why the... you went back for the ward. You should come back and help him. Oh, this is bad. He's dead. You needed to stay with him. It felt like he was going too slow, but you should have stayed with him. Oh, no. You are hitting the Darius. You needed to stay with him. When the Graves didn't immediately go to leave, you needed to stick with him. He should have just continued on his way. That would have been the smartest thing to do. He didn't. He should have followed you. He should have left. He didn't. You should have stuck with him. It was his mistake to let that bad play, but you could have prevented it by being there. And it's too bad, too, because you did the right thing at first, which is something that I probably would have missed. Well, it happens, and I miss it a lot. But in this case, like, you rotated early. That was great. Fantastic. But you needed to stick with him. And because of that, you lost a lot of experience in CS under the tower, too. That is a massive loss. You are now extremely far behind. I mean, look at the difference in experience. You're just now 7. He's 8. He's a full level ahead of you now. Oh, God, that really stings. It doesn't surprise me that York would do well into Darius, because you can lock him in a small space where you can't get the Q healing. Don't miss the cannon. Huh? Wait, what? Oh! He teleported. Yay, buggy interface. Like, why is that cannon not dying, and why aren't you killing it? Because there was a teleport going on. Cool. Geez, your bot lane. Actually, your bot lane's doing okay. It's just Pyke getting a few kills. Do the wrong thing together sometimes saves people, yeah. In this case, that's exactly the attitude. You needed to do the wrong thing together. This is, in fact, something that happened earlier today, where I did something that was potentially a wrong thing, but if my team was there, it could have been a right thing. The fact my team didn't join made it a wrong thing. And in cases where you're not entirely sure, if you have one teammate going in, you should back them up. Just by default. If you know it's not going to work, fine, back away, but you should, by default, your natural instincts should be go in and help. Oh, you could have gotten that with your Q. You could have gotten that with your W. You could have gotten that as well. You missed a lot of farm here. I mean, that's the biggest thing I can say right now that you need to work on is your CS. You easily could have another 15 to 20 CS right now just from all the farming you've missed. That death cost you about 10 to 15 CS, but without that death, you should still have gotten most of the farm here. It sucks that he's 9 and you're not, though. You're a full level behind him. Oh, man. That death was crippling. Which is crazy because he died too. But in your case, you lost so much farming experience. Painful. Now you should pop Ghost. There it is. You should have popped Ghost. Oh, that hook. Oh, man, that hook was so good. Now you should stop. Perfect. You got his flash. Perfect. But yeah, you should have popped your Ghost earlier. See, one of the issues when it comes to using Ghost is that you have to pop it about 2 seconds before you actually need it. Because in general, it takes that long for the effect to really matter. In Flash's case, the effect is instant. In Ghost's case, it boosts your speed, but you still need to get close. Oh, so now it's the E-timing? Oh. Oh, man. You might die here. Oh, no, you're fine. And now he's... Oh, he's still dead. Oh, no, the heal! Oh. Oh, it stings. Oh, it stings. That's too bad he juked your R. Well played on the Darius's part. Very well played. But you needed to stay in the brush. The brush saved your life. You needed to wait until the passive wore off. Because once he's got the 5 stacks on you, the true damage on his R isn't absurd. You needed to just stay in the shadows. If your R missed, even more reason to stay in the shadows. You didn't want to fight him anymore. You needed to keep a distance until the passive fell off. But in this case, like, the only thing that you could have done really, like, there are 2 things you could have done better. One was just stay in the brush. Don't leave. If he approaches... Use your Q to slow him down and keep him at arm's length. Let the Graves finish him off. Because once your R missed, you can't. The second thing is your E. Oh, your E. This is one of those things that unfortunately, because of how easy it is for Darius to land his hook, you need to predict. You need to predict when that hook is coming and E at him. Because in this case, had you E'd at him, when his hook started, you would have killed him. You just straight up would have killed him because your R couldn't miss. And the big issue here is that after he landed that hook, you were still trying to land your E. And that threw it in the completely wrong direction because you were CC'd. Your aim was correct at the beginning of the CC, but at the end of the CC, it already moved out of it. That's one of those things that sucks. Darius has the advantage there, so it's hard. You need to predict it and time your E accordingly. And again, I make it sound easy, it's not. It is incredibly difficult. I have fucked it up many, many times. And now you're 2 levels behind him. Now you can't even interact with him. Now you got to keep that in mind. You're 2 levels behind, you cannot fight. He has a full cleaver, you have a phage. Like right now, the goal difference is just... Oops. It's just too much. You're 1,500 gold behind after that play. Ow. Oh. You're 1,400 gold behind, but worse, you're 2 levels behind. So altogether, you're well over 2k behind. You can't fight. So at this point in the game, you got to recognize the realities of the situation. You're too far behind. You cannot fight it. This is a dead lane for you. Your goal, farm under turret, join your team with teleports when you can, otherwise play as safe as possible. Because if the Darius lands his hook on you and you don't E away, you're dead. Hell, even if you do have a well-timed E, you might still be dead anyways. But seeing the Darius, now you're good, you can shove. And now you should ward and back away. Ward and back away. Yeah, I'd back this way just to be safe, because he was coming through here. It could be really dangerous. Yep, there he is. So he missed a wave. He got nothing in his rotation. Just gave you some time to farm and get experience. But right now, unfortunately, the reality of the situation is you're too far behind. You cannot interact with him. It is death. If he ever lands his E on you... Oh, no. Yeah, you're dead. You're just dead. Oh, or you're not. Oh, wow. Wow. I was expecting him to do a lot more damage there. Oh, good jukes. But yeah, when the Grave showed up, if you had thrown your E at him, potentially you could have gotten something. But I think you used your E to escape, so maybe not. Yeah, the Darius matchup, like, invariably it comes down to... Oh, God, he misses so much experience. Oh, nice E! That's the stuff I'm talking about right there. That is the perfect E. You predicted the hook, you threw the E, perfect. It's unfortunate you're just not strong enough to kill him anymore. This is a lane where literally your goal is to not be behind in farm pre-9. You can't fight him. You cannot fight him right before. Maybe you can. He's got no mana, actually. I'm an idiot. This is a free kill. He just doesn't have enough mana to fight. There's the kill. Yeah, nicely done. You recognize something that I didn't. He had no mana. And a Darius with no mana is useless. Darius is as much an AD caster as a champion like Jax. Not Jax, it's you. Jace. And good. You're doing the W's with auto attacks between. So personally, I would just stand still doing it. It makes it a lot easier. It's very well played on your part, but something to keep in mind. If he had any mana at all, you would have died there. You would have killed you. But good job recognizing that he didn't have the mana. That was very well done. I might not have noticed that myself. I didn't notice it here. There's the teleport, and you don't have teleport yourself, though, which is unfortunate because you don't have mana. He could potentially dive you right now. His item advantage is even bigger now because he teleported in. You haven't had a chance to buy with your gold. And you're still over 1,000 gold behind. That's just staggering. The advantage you got in the beginning was so big. Because that's the thing. If you fall behind like less than 500 gold, you're stronger than him at 9. No, you need a farm. There you go. Nice. You got all this. Yes, you're very good. Is he going Thornmail? He's going Bramble Tabby. That's a classic counter to Urgot. I find it funny, though, because I don't think it's that strong. It's good, but I feel like Bramble Tabby isn't as strong against Urgot as it is against a champion like Fiora. Dang, your teleport's almost up. What a good play you could make if your teleport was. I'm a Darius player. Don't ever admit that, man. If you want friends, don't admit that. And every lost CS makes me cry a little. What's going on over here? Oh, he's dead. Oh, God, that damage. The brand just took off both of their half of both of their life totals with one ability. The 1R. Cool stuff. Brand, fun champ. Yeah, this CS advantage is not good. So right now you should be pinging warning for your team that the Darius could be coming over. Yeah, there he is. Late, so it didn't matter, but like this was a moment when the Darius left for as long as he did and the fighting was rocking in the mid lane. You needed to be pinging the warning. Doesn't look like you did. And now you get the turret. That's actually good. That was a good heads-up play when you saw the Darius mid lane to just take the turret. Very good. But yes, in general, like when your lane opponent leaves like that, you gotta let your team know. Especially because this Darius is strong. Mid-game is where champions like Darius are at their strongest. And he's relatively strong. Oh. Good juice. Good escape. You were probably fine, but better safe than sorry. The Yasuo's 13, you're 13. Yeah, you could have potentially won that. You also have a full cleaver. But he's got, oh god. He's got a BF sword and a pickaxe where you got nothing, basically. Spiritually betrayed, yes. Oh, nice. Let's see what you do here. Oh, you needed to be going for the Yasuo. Oh, that's good. That's a kill. Nicely done. Very nicely done. Maybe the Darius was the right target. I just feel like the Yasuo is the lesser of threats, personally. But nicely done. Good execution. Good kill on the Darius using the fear to hit the Yasuo. Very well done. And good rotation. You have teleport. You could easily teleport somewhere like here. You could teleport and murder this Ashe. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. You should have teleported here. Easily could have killed the Ashe. Easily. She would be so dead right now if you did. Oh, she's dead anyways. And you get the blue. Oh. Throw your R. You have your R. Throw your R. Throw your R. Throw it out. That's okay. She's dead anyways. I would have tossed my R there. And you would have gotten yourself a nice snack, too. She wasn't trying to dodge it. And if she did, it just would have been a wasted flash, because they would have killed her anyways. Maybe you're doing that strategically, knowing, yeah, she's dead anyways. While you're teleporting. Woo! But you don't have your R here, so you don't want to fight him. Or maybe you do. Oh my god, that damage. Maybe you do. Oh no, he got the healing off your dead. Oh my god, you got him! Nice! Whew, your R throw was so late! And you blow the coffers. In this case, in your shoes, either I would have thrown the R immediately after landing my E, or I would have backed off. You're correct, you actually had the kill power on it. Very well done. It's too bad they had a Karthus who could then take advantage of the fact that you didn't quite have that much healing. Also, I really like the choice of PT against Darius. And good job committing there. Again, well done. That Graves just killed himself in the eggs. Oh! Nicely played, Graves. Good Jew. Very good Jew. So you went Black Cleaver, Death's Dance, Executioners. Very respectable. In general, the lower you're at, the more damage I would recommend you get. So in this case, rushing Death's Dance, Cleaver, first two items, I love it. Great call. In higher ELOs, I would actually recommend choosing one or the other, and then going tanky items, and then maybe finishing. Like, fifth item should be either the Black Cleaver or the Death's Dance. In lower ELOs like Silver that you're in, absolutely, these two should be your first two items, and Righteous Glory should definitely be on your list for number 3. I like the Executioner's Calling as well, because Darius has a lot of healing. The Ashe, no doubt, will build Blade of the Ruined King, which he did.
Rampage.
The Yasuo will likely also have something. Oh, I think he screwed that up. You needed to throw... Oh, you got this now. Throw your... Oh. You need to throw your R earlier. You still got the kill, but when you land your E like that and you feel like you're that strong, and you definitely are, with Cleaver and Death's Dance, you're strong. You land the E, it should be a kill. What you should have done after landing your E is throwing the R, because it should have been a guaranteed kill at that point. And if it isn't, he's going to have to burn his flash. And you win anyways. And love the use of Ghost.
Unstoppable.
Ghost is so valuable in this matchup because it allows you to stick to him. Oh, so you could have taken that wolf on the way out. Your rotation didn't really net much, so you should have just taken that wolf. Because it was too late to rotate anyways. It was still good, so. It's just extra gold. Which at this point, you're now doing well on. Look at that. You're now up nearly... You're up 1,500 gold against the Darius, who was kicking your ass earlier. Well done. Very well done. You've recovered from what was a very iffy lane. Also, I really should just be following you. Yeah. No, not... There we go. I should just be following you. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Run! Nice. You're good. Oh, no, you're not. You're screwed. Oh, you are so screwed! I'm gonna go ahead and say that was a bad path. Should have taken a safer route. You didn't have proper... Like, right now, this entire side of the map is dark. You didn't have vision to make that movement. You should have taken a much safer route. Oh my god, it's a slaughter. Nice juke. The Darius couldn't land his Q. Now the Darius is dead. Darius is definitely dead. Damn, your teammates are good. Lucky you, man. Good teammates. God, they're... It's an 802 Akali. Oh, God. Hey, you're alive again. Good. Nice teleport, I think. I don't know why you did that teleport. I think that teleport was premature. I don't think you were needed here. I'm pretty sure this dragon is going to be taken anyways. You should have held on to your teleport for a more strategic moment. Although that was dragon number 4. I take that back. I take that back. It's a cloud. Never mind. A soul is worth it. No, your teleport was good. I take it back. That was a good teleport. And Jesus, you're 16. Terrifying, Urgot, at this point. Oh my God. Your team is doing so well. And that Ash Air, funny. And yeah, you've definitely come back from that massive CS. You were 50 CS behind, now you're only 10 CS behind, not even. Fantastic. Good recovery. Though again, a lot of this stems to how well your team is doing. Oh, nice landing of the E, and why didn't you R? Once again. Every time you land your E, your R is guaranteed. Your R is 100% guaranteed. And at this point, the Darius is not tanky enough to survive without at least burning a summoner. So in this case, I can't help but wonder, when you land your E, it should become reflex. If you think you can kill your target, throw your R immediately. Don't think about it, just throw it. It needs to become muscle memory. When you land your E, toss that R. Because in this case, the Darius would have died if you did. You absolutely would have killed him. Like, it's so good on your part that you're landing the disdain. Oh. You still got the kill. It's so good that you're Uh-oh. He's dead. Oops. It's so good that you're landing the disdain. But you got to get used to that. When you think you can kill your target, and you definitely could kill your target there, you should throw the R immediately. Or you're screwed. Oh, wait. Nice, nice. Although I would have eaten him. Yeah, you're dead. You should not have wasted. Save your ghost? Okay, I take it back. You got Nimbus close, don't you? Nicely done! Nicely done! I assume you have Nimbus close. Or wait. Did you use your R? No, you did not. Because you... Oh, that Ash Arrow! Oh, that Ash Arrow! Also, it really sucks the Vayne wasn't going for the ass, so she probably could have... God, it's a slaughter. So I'm just curious, is it play preference on your part that you don't like Righteous Glory? Not a criticism, because most pro players don't seem to get Righteous Glory on Urgot. I actually am an outlier for getting Righteous Glory. Also, why'd you place the ward there? Bad. Ward here. This is where you want to place. Also, she should be defending that ward or not placing. Oh my god, look at her go. She's got the go. Oh, she'll die for it. If she had thrown the stun immediately, she potentially could have escaped. Ashe arrow is not up. She should have actually escaped or at least forced a flash or heal, or both. But it will buy you guys the Baron, so good. Like, overall, like, my big criticisms that I can give you this game. The big criticism that I can give you this game are farming. Farming is absolutely essential. If you're playing a solo lane, you need to get most of the farm. There's times where obviously you can't make it happen, but in general, like this lane, you should be able to end the laning phase anywhere between even and 30 CS behind. If you manage that, you're good. In your case, you fell 50 CS behind. There was a lot of farm you could have gone that you just missed because you were either using your W willy-nilly or you just weren't autoing. So practice that. That's like just all that extra CS lets you hit your power spikes earlier. When you hit those power spikes earlier, you can get kills. Those kills snowball, get you gold. It's all a process. So that's one big element that I can give you suggestions on. Another one is mechanically speaking. You need to be able to say, I think I can get the kill here. When you land the E, you throw the R immediately. It needs to become instinct. Because against the Darius, there were several times where if you land, like landing your E is death. You just need to land your R afterwards, and it's a free kill. And there were several times where you threw the R later, which luckily, I think in most cases it landed. But it would have just been much better if you threw the R immediately. It gives the Darius less opportunity to fight back. Because, like, one of the big issues you have, if he lands the Q, gets a big heal, then it kind of nullifies your all-in and potentially turns it around against you. You land the R, he's slow. Makes it much harder for him to get that heal off. So in this case, like specifically in the Darius match, if you land the E, throw the R, don't think about it, just do it. Oh, you're very dead. A little too aggro, but it doesn't matter, this game's good. Whoa, Akali, what are you doing? But yeah, it doesn't matter, the game's over. Those are the criticisms I give. Thanks for asking for this coaching game. Thank you very much. I mean, I assume the game's over here in a second. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? The game limps on further. I mean, the game's over, but I guess it'll limp on for another 5 minutes. It's like another one of those instances of in lower ELOs, it seems to take longer for people to close out games. If this were higher ELO, like this shit, look at this, 74k gold lead to 60k. It is a 15k gold lead almost. The game should have been over by now. And it's actually really bad that it hasn't ended. Good tumbles. But I guess you guys are just bloodthirsty or something, so it's all good. Your vein didn't want to group. I see. Yeah, sounds like low ELO alright. And now she's dead. Yep, sounds like low ELO alright. I see, now you're going for Righteous Glory. Okay. You got the Adaptive Helm. Looking at their team, Karthus Q's, Brand Passive. Adaptive Helm's a good choice. In your case, I think I would have actually gone for Spirit Visage, because in the end, it's just the Karthus Q and just the Brand Passive that you're worried about. The Brand Passive is definitely worth getting an Adaptive Helm for, but because it's just Karthus and Brand, like personally, I think I would go Spirit Visage because you already have Cleaver and Death's Dance. The extra healing would just be really nice. That said, Adaptive is an excellent choice. So here, once again, well, actually, good thing you didn't know. You didn't land the E. The kill presence wasn't there. You guys are going for Epic. Like right now, this dragon shouldn't even be in contention. There you go. That doesn't matter. The game's over. Oh, the game was already. The game was over before you killed the dragon. Doesn't even matter. So this is another instance. Once you landed the E on the Karthus, you should have thrown your R as well, just to prevent any chance of him smiting it away. Because I don't think he can use it when he's dead like that. So yeah. But overall, I think that was good. Like, in general, your mechanics were pretty good. You were landing a lot of E's. That's difficult. Urgot's E is one of his hardest abilities. There were definitely moments where you could have potentially thrown your E at him when he hooked you. That would have basically resulted in insta-kills. But that's hard. So, like, that's a level above where you need to be thinking. You should be thinking simpler than that. You're in, like, in Silver 1, you should be thinking about farming. Farming's a big deal. Every bit of gold you get is better. You need to get muscle memory built in. In this case, the muscle memory I'm talking about is landing your E and then landing your R afterwards because it's a guarantee. It is much harder to land that R when your target's moving. As it makes sense because it's a damn skill shot. You're still landing them, but just saying. Like, that muscle memory would help a lot. There were a couple of moments where you lost track of the Darius and didn't let your team know about it. Overall, it was minor, didn't mean anything. The Darius never got anything out of it. There were also probably a couple of moments you could have teleported to join your team, and instead you used the teleport to go back to your lane, but I think that was only once or twice that game. But overall, really, really well done. Good job on the Urgot. You showed some decent mastery there. You were definitely not the carry, but you... despite being behind over 1,500 gold in a lane against Darius, you held your own pretty well. That's tough. Running a cephalopod down on foot is not easy, so well done. Well done.